Can you hear me? Can you hear me talking? Yay. Is the music working? Like the drums? You guys hear that? Yeah, I'm not an idiot. I'm just programming drums. It takes a while. You have to program out every single little hit on this stupid grid. The beginning of this one's kind of soft. I got a southern drawl. I'm not sure of the name yet. It's riffs that I've had for 1,000 years, but I've just never made them into a song. Gotta get the tempo right. Okay. Ah. I can't get this stupid beat right. Hey y'all, when I do songs like this, and I'm just starting out, I do very rudimentary drums and stuff like that just to get the song down, and then as the song's becoming closer to finish, I will go back in and edit the drums and make them more lively and realistic and stuff like that. But right now, I'm just getting the idea down. There's like 20 different versions of 111, and we always argued over which one we should do. You glad I went live? I'm not very interested. This is about the extent of my capabilities. Oh, that's a simple beat. Wait till you hear the rhythm that comes after this when it's the heavy part. It just takes a minute to get it programmed. Oh, I've got a good one. PADT72. How do I pronounce that? Is it PADT72 and the Death Bat and Web Search Mafia and Aiden the G and Scotty Mick Queer Pants and Ball Chain and the Deaf Guy in the studio? Five, six, seven, and then we gotta put a snare here. Snare. Gotta make a flam. It's got a flam. I'm gonna do the snare flam. Oh God, Pizza Hut. Where'd you see Pizza Hut at? It's gonna get done, y'all. Oh. It just takes me time because it's just me. There's the heavy part. Once I get these two drum parts programmed and stuff, I'm gonna record guitar too. I don't know how long you guys will be all on here though. I like In and Out a lot. I like the song Why a lot, but they made me throw it away. Um, think what else was fun to play? Mine was fun to play. But I'd say In and Out is my favorite. My least favorite is Benevolence. I hate that song. I wish I had never wrote it. I wish it had never gone on the sampler. It drove me nuts. Why is kind of weird because it wasn't played right. All the times it got recorded, it, the drum beat during the chorus wasn't right. He sped it up. There's an older school recording of it that's so much better, but you can barely hear it because it's live. For Benevolence, I thought it was super generic. I kind of phoned it in. See, well, basically what happened in VMob is I was the only one that could write pretty well. I mean, other guys did stuff, but I was the main creative force, and I would make these really generic songs, and I would give them to the band, and we were supposed to work together on making them not generic and changing the parts up. With Benevolence, that never happened. I showed them the song, and they're like, "Well, just play it like that," and it's just real generic. It feels like I phoned it in. Death World, you wouldn't believe how good at guitar I am not. China. What's up, Gazzo? Ripping Scabs is a funny one. I was in a band when I was 18 called New World. We were like this really generic rap metal. And our singer picked up my guitar and he was telling me to play a really heavy riff, and then he played this sarcastic, funny thing. He was trying to be funny, and he actually played the Rippin' Scabs chorus and ending riff, and I just remembered it. Gotta make sure I'm not just sitting here with my big fucking stupid mouth open. Like, anything, everything was Brian. There's not many hard VMob songs to play. Um, Gosh, I don't know. The whole point of guitars and VMob was to do it as simple as possible because we had, a DJ and a keyboard player and whatever. So the guitarist didn't need to be big and flashy. I kept it really simple so we could move a lot on stage. But probably Transparent is the hardest one to play tight. Oh, the bass I'm programming, it sounds like crap in here until I move it into Reaper. This is just like bare bones bass with no effects. Yeah, a lot of my riffs are deceivingly hard. They don't seem hard, but they've got these really weird little licks in them that just, it's not really because I practice so long. I've just got like really awkward things that I practice. There, just get this bass low. Which ends that? Which recording of 111 are you talking about? I'll play on anybody's track. I'm a pretty lonely guy. I got my family, which of course I love. But musically, I don't usually collaborate with anybody. But I know you're talking about the synth, but I don't know where did you hear 111 to notice the synth? Like what 111 did you listen to? There's like a few different versions. I'm surprised you guys even wanted to come on here. I don't know. Oh, instrumental. You're talking about 111. Which part of the song? You're gonna have to pull it out because I'm retarded. Hell no, I didn't pay for FL Studio. I didn't pay. Well, I paid for the guitar program that I use, but nothing else really. Um, I'm getting ready to use Reaper, their ball chain face. I'm still trying to figure out what part of 111 this dude's talking about. There's just like, there's literally like 5 different versions of 111, and there's one that got recorded at Group Effort Studios with no vocals, and then there's one from the CD release party, and there's probably another one mixed into the live shows. Everybody else wanted to play it the stupid way, and I did not. Is it during the verses? That it's just the keyboard. I mean, I could give you the notes. I don't know what voice they use though. One Eleven's one of those songs where it was like we decided what to play by committee instead of just letting the two people with musical talent decide what to play. Everybody in the band was pretty musically talented though. Four, one. What? What song will V-Mob never play? We're not going to play any of them because we're not really a band anymore. It's just a one person right now. I got a good reason though. I'm using Fruity Loops with Cult drums from Ubertone. I'm stupid as hell. This is a muscle memory. This is a new song. What the hell kind of title should I make for this song? I'm just gonna use Folder 9 right now. It's kind of a long, well, a long-ish story on why I want to do it myself. Fuck is it? Ball chain for this mix, for some reason, like one of the most important things you can do when recording an album is your guitar and your bass and your drums. They've all got to work together well. You can take really good sounding guitar, bass, and drums, and they sound great on their own. You put them together, they sound like crap. But for some reason, I've happened onto a combination that just freaking rips, and I've been sticking with it. Well, every band I've been in, I've been the guy who writes music. I don't know why it happens to me. I can just write music for some reason, and a lot of my songs were always shot down by the least talented person in the band. You know, there's always one or two in every band of the guys that are just kind of there and they play their role, but they just never contribute. But you know, when you go to show them a song, they're always the one that's like, I don't like that. It sounds like a B-side, and you're like, look, motherfucker, I'll strangle you. But a lot of it is I want to prove that I can do it on my own. A lot of it is that. I know Staples Shut very well. Uh, well, Bryant Lott was in Staples Shut and V Mob. John Sims, our bass player, he was in Staples Shut and V Mob. I've jammed with Bryant some, but I've never officially been in one of his bands. Man, I'm gonna lose track on here and just start picking my nose or something. Okay, drums, piano, drums. Export as MIDI file. Drums. Alright, now we can close Fruity Studio. I think it's awesome what you guys are doing, getting the new metal bands back. The past few months have been like the funnest time I think I've ever had writing music. I don't know, it feels like somebody cares now, I guess. Ah, where's that? Where's that action? Come on, Reaper's taking a while to load because I've probably got 80 freaking 6 million things open. That's true. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be writing a new album right now. I didn't pay for Reaper either. One day I'll pay up for everything and be legal, but right now, I gotta delete this stuff. I use the same Reaper file for everything because it's got all my channels and stuff over here. I don't even know if you can see my finger all set up and everything. So I just delete the old files out of it and re-record new ones. My sleep schedule is crazy. It's definitely not fun. What? This crap. It was called Valley Mafioso, and it was because of the mob. Uh, the original mob started in Newport, Kentucky, in the Ohio Valley, and so they called it the Valley Mafioso. I guess they were trying to be more like a gang or something. But when I got in, I uh, I, I influenced them to change it to just B Mob. I thought the Valley Mafioso thing was too ghetto sounding. Where's my drum file? There's my. Why is it so little? Is it all there? What? I hope the new Korn album is good. I haven't listened to it in a long time. Too fast. I don't remember what kind of clothes you wear. I know I really liked Gat jeans, G-A-T. They were like Jinkos, but they were a little bigger. And I just wore whatever shirts, I didn't really care. My personal favorite new metal band. Um, well, it's kind of hard. I think there's not a lot of there's not a lot of bands of any genre that I like all the way through. I tend to just like albums, and my favorite new metal albums would be Korn, self-titled, and the Deftones, Adrenaline. Probably my two favorite. Oh, and I don't know, probably my favorite new metal album ever was the three-song demo that Limp Bizkit used to pass out at their concerts. Yeah, back before we knew about Slipknot, we wore jumpsuits and masks. We either wore these white army masks or we wore chrome Friday the 13th masks. And I went to a Hot Topic, and this must have been late 1999. And they gave me a demo tape of Slipknot, and I looked at the back, and they had jumpsuits and masks on. I was like, "Oh, there goes our style." So that's why we stopped. I haven't played with any turntables yet. I'm not sure if I will. No, I don't listen to American Head Charge. Slipknot's okay. Uh, their first album I really liked. I never liked Mudvayne. Um, Static X is okay. Early Chimera, their first album they put out while they were still a local band, that album is fantastic. Funniest moment in Mob. It would almost certainly be a moment where you had to be there if you want to talk about the funniest thing. I'm trying to think it. Funniest thing? Oh, that one might be too mean. Okay, here's a good one. We played in this town in Tennessee. I can't remember the name of the town, but the club's name was Bongo Johnny's, and we were playing last, so we're all like hanging out before, and Kevin, our drummer, is in the mosh pit for the other band, and some guy shoves him real hard, and Kevin pulls the guy's shirt over his head like a hockey player, and punches him a whole bunch, and they throw Kevin out. So Kevin goes out to the van and changes clothes and puts on a different hat and comes back in. And it turns out the guy he beat up was the people we were supposed to stay with, and needless to say, they did not let us stay with them again. That was hilarious. Kitty's okay. I like. There's some Taproot songs I really like. Haven't heard Skin Lab. Head B's got a couple of songs. Yeah, I'll be playing guitar here soon. I gotta answer these fucking 73,000 questions first. Oh, the police story. Well, so okay. You guys care if this is a little lengthy? I don't know, because I get long-winded when I'm not held in check. Um, so we go to play this show in South Bend, Indiana, and it's kind of one of them. It's one of them towns that's kind of run down. Looks like nothing's happened there in 20 years, and I always like that because there's nothing to do in those towns, and all the kids come to shows. So we played in this giant building. It was a VFW hall, and there was like a game room, the concert room. And it was a big place. There was probably 400 or 500 kids there. Uh, but through the other bands, no one, hardly anyone was even in the concert room. There was a couple bands there from Victory Records, and they maybe had 25 people watching them, and they weren't bad. And so we thought, let's be funny tonight, guys. Let's put on our white face paint again that we haven't worn forever. Let's get them. And so we all went in the bathroom and put on our freaking stupid makeup. And when we come out of the bathroom, I looked to the left, and there was these kids sitting at this table. They're probably teenagers, and they were kind of pointing and laughing. And John looked at me. John looked at me, and I looked back to John, and I was like, "Just wait, you motherfuckers!" I told my singer, I told Jason, I was like, "These kids have no idea what's about to happen to them because none of the bands that night were heavy in the least bit." So we get on stage. We start with Mime. Before the song's over, the entire concert room is packed shoulder to shoulder, people out the door. There's a huge pit just going crazy. It was probably my favorite show I've ever played, man. It was just insane. And during our last song, In and Out, there was a cop that was kind of assigned to the concert, just for like in a school or something, but they were at the VFW. And he thought people in the pit were fighting. So he walked into the pit to break it up and got flattened. And he hit his panic button or whatever. I don't know what he did. He hit the panic button, and by the time the song was over, there's police in riot gear coming through the door and running around, and they run up to us and start screaming at us to stop playing, and we had stopped, but the stupid sound man was playing music through the PA like you do between bands. And so we're like unplugging our shit, like, look, we're not playing, the music's coming from the sound man. There were 28 or 29 police cruisers on the street. There was fire and ambulance. They had the street shut down. It ended up on the news the next day. It was just the most insane thing. Why did my son's fan just turn off? Oh, there it goes. It turned back on. But it was just crazy. Like, it was just unreal, like how violent and everything it got. But it was good. It was fun. I don't remember the name God Mode. I have no idea. Alright, let's insert some bass. Now the bass guitar is going to sound good. I'm going to put it in a Reaper. The craziest story is the car chase me and Jason got into. Let's get my guitar going. Oh, just wanted you guys to know that if you want to play guitar through your computer, first thing you gotta do is plug it in, or it's not gonna work. Okay. What kind is what? I don't know what you mean. What kind is what, buddy? It's a Hartfield Talon, but I built it. It's supposed to have two pickups in it, but I filled the hole in and did the custom crackle paint job and stuff like that. Just wanted to make it my own. Oh yeah, to you guitar players, here's a little tip. Uh, it always works better when you tune with your 12th fret harmonic. Like when you're just touching the string a little like this. It's always better to tune with that than the open string. We just knew people, and it was just networking. I mean, uh, the way we did it in Cincinnati, the way it was easy, was they had a battle of the bands every year at Bogarts, and any band could sign up, and there was hundreds. And so you would do something like that, and then you would meet the other bands, and then somebody somewhere knows how to book it. You just network. Stupid thing. I've got a ton of things going. It might not be working. Might be able to change the latency and make it better for you guys. I'll see if I can figure that out. I wouldn't give very high hopes because I'm not very smart. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. What? close Instagram. Yes, on this screen. My stream went from poor health to excellent. Is it better for you guys? I've got herpes. Make us wonder a little bigger for you guys. So you can see my big stupid face. Oh boy. This album is drop A, but I dropped the two smallest strings too, like so. Okay, I dropped the top string a step, like you do, with normal drop tuning, but I also dropped these two bottom strings a step, and what that does. Hang on a minute. What that does is when you hit like a dissonant note, like it's cool if the top matches the bottom string, like if you're still tuned up on those strings, it ain't gonna work right. Can you guys hear the guitar? Nice, I'm gonna die. Clean stuff. My guitar is not coming through the string? It's not. What a bunch of crap. Why would my desktop audio stop working? What? Hang on, guys. I'm gonna try to fix it. Well, this is stupid. Why would that just stop working? Can anybody else hear the guitar and stuff? Do some quick troubleshooting. I don't know why this stuff has got to be so fucking stupid. Says it should be working. Little Gray, you can't hear the distortion? Or you can't hear the guitar? Yeah, I'm playing with effects right now, but for some reason this stupid thing dropped my desktop audio. This is gonna be fun. I'm just gonna play a song real quick while I try to figure this out. This is one of the new songs. Why is Reaper not coming through desktop audio? You guys want me to play another one? It's a setting in Reaper, I'm pretty sure. See if direct sound works. Hey, it should be coming through now for everybody. Gotta find me a good effect. We don't want to use the JS. I think we're gonna go with my favorite effect in all of the world, the Echo Rec. Oh, there's a huge delay. Nice. Just trying to set it. I'm gonna play another song while I figure this out real quick. You guys want to hear a good one? I don't think you're listening. I want to hear Parasite. Why? Stupid song. No, I like that song. Let me find it. Parasite folder. It should be right here. There we go. It's alright, Scott. I'm not worried about it. Here's Parasite. no bass on this. There we go. This is the good one. That song was about over. Why is my... Oh, there it goes. Yeah, let's try it this time. Come on, motherfucker. Well, this was stupid. Yo. I play y'all another. This is one of the ones I have higher hopes for. Where the fuck is it? The Jerkinator.